Alright lads, so today we did get the announcement of our next guild quest schedule, outlining all the guild quests that we are going to be getting all the way up till the end of the month of November. And the reason why this is important is because sometimes it does give us a hint on what type of characters Caleb have planned to release over the next 2 or so months. Of course, with that, you can never predict who is going to be coming out. Remember, a lot of the times, and it is better that way, killers don't make sense. And a Ronka that probably didn't even know Stamrators exist will end up getting a Stamrator killer, and that most so just reflects the current state of the game on what we need when it comes to this guild quest content. And what we also do see is that Caleb likes to release characters alongside currently ongoing or about to be upcoming guild quest phases. For example, I didn't get to talk about it because we weren't able to make a prediction video for the most recent upcoming end of month banner. It got announced earlier than intended. It actually should have been announced today, but going into that banner, I was expecting a ranged Quincy killer because we can see here is that while the mid-month banner is out, or a few days after the mid-month banner is out more so, we are going to be getting the ranged Quincy guild quest. And in that particular guild quest, we had already received 2 SP characters, Toshira and also Aaroniero, but we hadn't received a ranged Quincy killer with Flurry in a very long time, and there was only one character that meets those requirements, and her damage output isn't nearly as good as what you want to have in 2024. So that's why, to no one's surprise, or at least to me, I was expecting it, and that's exactly what we did get. We're getting a new ranged Quincy killer, in this case, the brave version of Retsu. So using that as an example, this is what the guild quest schedule can actually tell us. So what we want to look through as we go down this entire schedule is pay attention to guild quest phases that are happening right during the release of a particular banner, end of month or mid-month, or soon after. And that might tell us when a certain character is going to come out. And with that knowledge, you might want to save your orbs for a particular upcoming banner, assuming you need this new type of character. Because one example we'll jump straight to right away, right, is this right here. We did make a video on it last week, I believe, where we spoke about us needing a new ranged Sorpa killer. Sorpa killer is one of the main killers in the game, right? It's been there since 6 stars were introduced. In the early years of Brave Souls, everyone would have a Sorpa. At one point, we were getting way too many Sorpa killers. At this point in time, though, I feel like we're not getting enough. At least ranged ones, because ranged Sorpa guild quest, your best character is character came out 2 to 3 years ago. And our most recent ranged Sorpa killer, they aren't really the best in terms of damage output. Gin and also Halloween Noel. Had they been given better damage outputs, we wouldn't be in the situation that we are in right now, where we really do need a good character that is capable of beating the ranged Nightmare guild quest at 1 out of 5, and not really need duplicates to help you clear said quests. We did recently get a ranged Sorpa killer earlier this year, that being Orion, but she's a normal attack damage character. We need both. We need a good net character every now and then, and we need a good SP character. And in this case, going into October's end of month, a few days after that banner does release, we do have the ranged Sorpa guild quest. So if there is any time in the next like 3 or so months for us to get a ranged Sorpa killer, it's likely going to be next end of month. Not this upcoming one, the next one. And I'm kind of at the point, of course, I love to summon for characters that I actually like using, that are fun and characters I've been waiting for. But this character right here, wherever it is going to be, assuming that it does actually happen, I'm pulling for that character regardless. Even if it is a 1000-year Blood War Pepe, who unironically I would summon for. But the main reason I would be summoning for this character, no matter who it is for the fact that they hopefully should be good in guild quest, because I want to quickly replace my 7th anniversary Ichigo. Now, alongside that, at the same time, in the same week, we also do have the ranged Espada guild quest. So it is likely, again, not guaranteed, we're just speculating here, we could potentially get a Nightmare guild quest week, in this case again for ranged Sorpa and also ranged Espada, and the idea might be again to sell you on that character. When it comes to ranged Espada guild quest, obviously we have seen in the last like week or two that Misaki almost doesn't cut it as much you'd like to think she would, and nowadays people are just opting in to use 9th anniversary Kenpachi, a melee character, and you can actually score higher than a Misaki, which is kind of crazy to say. Her damage output's good, by the way, it's just her killer isn't really that good. If you're going for a clear time and you're going for any clear, Misaki is great enough, but if you're trying to go for like fast clear times like us sweaty guild quest nerds, you know, Misaki doesn't cut it at the same time unless she's like max transcended. But since we did just get Misaki a few months ago, they're not going to replace her. They could potentially use this week to rerun Misaki. That's very well possible. Because we saw, last week, we didn't get a new ranged Super Killer, even though we got Nightmare Guild Quest, but instead they used that time to rerun the Burn the Witch collaboration banner. And that was to promote Halloween Noel. So we could potentially see at the start of November, maybe no new Ranger Sparta Killer, but instead they're going to rerun Misaki and make us use her during a Nightmare Sparta Guild Quest phase. At the same time though, if they do want to again make a Guild Quest normal attack damage character, which again, I don't really want to see many of those for end of month. If it's a free character banner, I'll be okay with it, but there is a potential chance we do get a new ranged Sparta Killer with Flurry +2 only in Guild Quests. The reason why I say that is because right now our 3 good normal attack damage characters for this Guild Quest phase, while they are obviously good enough and we don't need desperate need of them being replaced, we haven't had like a ranged Nad character with a Sparta Kin like over a year at this point. A new updated one probably will be welcomed. So November end of month, for those that do care about potential Guild Quest scores, we're very likely to see a ranged Super Killer and even a new ranged Sparta Killer. The Super Killer is likely to be an SP character and the Sparta Killer is likely to be a normal attack damage character. With that in mind, this will likely be a generic Guild Quest character, the Sparta Killer, and then the ranged Super character likely is going to be the Limit Breaker character of the month. Again, it's way too early to call that for certain, but we've seen in the past many times now, just because a character is designed to be good in Guild Quest does not mean they only have to be good in Guild Quest. They can just be a generic, good, overall amazing character, the Limit Breaker character of the month even, and also double down as a really good Guild Quest character. The 9th anniversary characters are an example of that. Gremmy, Kenpachi, Toshiro, for example. They're overall good units that in a way were also being sold to us as Limit Breaker units, but at the same time, they were the best characters in their respective Guild Quest phases. So that's what I'm really hoping for with this ranged Super Killer. And with that in mind, assuming it's 1000 Year Blood War, who do you expect to be a ranged Super Killer? If you have anyone in mind, that could be the character. Maybe they're releasing end of month November. Sorry, end of month October, going into November. So, on that topic, I do kind of want to see Giselle Mayuri soon, a Giselle Mayuri banner. Would I expect Giselle to be a ranged character? I mean, it's possible. I expect Giselle to have a Super Killer, and I expect Giselle to release alongside Halloween. That'd be a very good time to do it, but again, that's not guaranteed. If Giselle does end up being the ranged Super Killer and the Limit Breaker character of the month, I would definitely be a happy Giselle fan. At the same time, Mari fan too. If they want to be Mari, I'm okay with it. As long as Giselle is in that character, I'm relatively happy. Let's actually scroll back a bit though, because we kind of jumped ahead of ourselves here. But I did want to quickly talk about that ranged Super Killer, right? So next up, the upcoming end of month banner, we do have the ranged human Guild Quest going on. So likely, this upcoming end of month could give us a new ranged human killer. In that case, it's likely to be an SP unit. And I feel like it would be quite weird to get another ranged human killer when we literally just got one last month. Tendro is actually a really good Nad unit, I will be honest. Obviously, he got a lot of hate because it is a Tendro end of month unit as a Guild Quest character in a 2-character banner. No one likes the way Caleb have been designing these normal attack damage characters for GQ, but they are still good in GQ, right? Let's not get that twisted. And in this case, Tendro is actually really good. He carried you in the ranged human Guild Quest if you did have him, and if you didn't have him, it was definitely a lot more difficult. Many also due to the fact that our SP leads, the characters we manually have to play with, there's not many that good ones. I mean, right now, your best 2 options is Eburn and also Quincy Ichigo. And, like, they're not really, like, great Guild Quest characters. They work. You can make them work, but maybe Caleb will give this opportunity end of month, upcoming end of month, to just be an overall good human killer, SP unit, to be the new replacement SP lead. I wouldn't say that's not guaranteed though, because again, we just got a human killer, so we're really going to have to see how that does play out. There is a chance we do get a melee squad 0 killer. In this case, that would likely be a normal attack damage character. But then again, I don't think we need a new squad 0 character for GQ. We just got Shinsui like 2 months ago. We also just got Yumachika early this year, so I'm actually not expecting any type of Squad 0 killer to be released during the upcoming end of month banner. Instead, what we could potentially see, although I doubt it, is maybe someone designed for the melee no affiliation or melee Aranka, but then we just got a Wetsu, so we can cross off melee no affiliation happening. We don't even need NAD support for that. Melee Aranka, I also don't see happening. Maybe a normal attack damage character, but I think that Guild Quest phase is also quite fine. Soifon exists, Bambietta exists, and you can use her now alongside Gremmy. I don't think we're going to be getting an Aranka or no affiliation character, at least designed for Guild Quest content. If we have a look at here, so this would be October's mid-month banner, releasing on the 16th. So in that case, we could get a new Amelia Espada character. That's potential. Now, to be fair, Kenpachi basically solos that entire Guild Quest phase, but the Melee Espada Guild Quest, even to be fair, it was the special 9th anniversary edition of the Espada GQ where the enemies had significantly more HP. That is not the norm, but even with a powerful character like Kenpachi, if you had him, you still struggle to beat that Guild Quest phase. And the reason for that is because Melee Espada killers just suck. They're just bad. There's no good Nad character. There's Rukia, there's Aizen, but we need a good team booster. So maybe next month's mid-month banner might give us a Melee Espada killer, more specifically with a team boost SA2. That's potential, and I'd be down for that. I might even do a few steps on that character, because I do actually want to have a character for that particular Guild Quest phase, because right now it's just very awkward. There's no good team supporter, team booster more so. In that same week, though, we also do have the Captain Killer Guild Quest, the range one specifically. Maybe we're going to get a new character for that. Like we mentioned, October's end month, we already spoke about that. I think if anything, what's very likely is that we are going to be getting a ranged super killer for October's end month. Let's fast forward to the mid-month of November now. In this case, a melee super killer, potential, again, not guaranteed, potential melee super killer, potential ranged Aaroniero killer. Now, to be fair, melee super killers right now, we don't really need them. We really don't need them, I will be honest. I guess they haven't had a new Nad character in quite some time, and we might just get that for the sake of it, for having new support. But melee super Guild Quest is one of the more perfected Guild Quest phases out there, because Yatru exists, and you can just use her team support characters and get insane damage output. It's kind of the reason why if I was Yubaba Toshiro, who also just got a rerun today, there wasn't that much excitement for him, because he was, one, it was a 2-character banner, again, one of them being Nad characters. You don't want to see that. But he was a normal attack damage support, a good one at that, in a Guild Quest phase that honestly didn't need him, assuming you had Yatru. Now, I understand not everyone has Yatru, so it is nice to have that extra support. But once you do pull Yatru, it does give you less reasons to summon for Toshiro, and that's what I'm seeing here for November's mid-month. If we do get a ranged super killer, a normal attack damage character, I mean, I'm sure it's going to be great, but Yatru for me is enough. I probably don't even need the character. I wouldn't even look at what they have to offer. Likewise with the ranged Aaroniero Guild Quests. I mean, to be fair, we definitely could go for some more support on the ranged Aaroniero GQ. Right now, we need a good ranged character, an SP lead more so. Unless I'm forgetting someone. So let me just quickly double check, right? Is there any ranged? Yes, this is the problem, right? Ranged Aaroniero Guild Quest is lacking good characters. Rangiku and also Rukia could have been the answers to that. But again, they had their problems, right? Rukia doesn't even do damage on an SA2. And then Rangiku, you know, her damage is a bit iffy because of her strong attacks. That's ultimately what holds her back, but she's a decent enough support. The best part about the ranged Aaroniero GQ has always just been the normal attack damage characters. You have access to Rukia, you have Noitora, and even Aizen, and they're honestly good enough. So if mid-month November was to give us a new character for ranged Aaroniero GQ, likely you would want it to be an SP character, because we definitely don't need more Nad support. And funny enough, like the two characters, the true Guild Quest phase that desperately need support, at least from my point of view, that I don't like doing their Guild Quests, it's the same week where I have to use 7th anniversary Ichigo. I don't want to throw shade at him, because actually, at this point in time, he's holding us down. He is holding us down. Ranged Super Guild Quest, Ranged Aaroniero Guild Quest absolutely suck, because we need a good new lead. It's great that we're still using this character, right? If we didn't have him, I don't know who we'd be using. But maybe if we didn't have Ichigo, we'd have a new character by now. We rarely, to be fair, see good leads as SP units released during mid-month banners. It has happened. Torosho is one of the prime examples. So I'm kind of hoping November mid-month actually is an Aaroniero killer GQ main and can actually be a good SP playable unit and not just more so normal attack damage characters. Because we definitely don't need that for the ranged Aaroniero GQ. And I believe at that point, that takes us right up to the end of November. Unfortunately, though, we don't get to actually see that upcoming Guild Quest week, right? Where we maybe could make a prediction on what end of November is going to be. So if anything, the main thing to take away from this video for starters is that, most importantly, because I know a lot of people do want this, we're likely, hopefully, going to get that long-awaited ranged super killer at the end of October. October's end of month, so not this upcoming end of month, the next one, we very well might get that ranged super killer. And right now, it's looking like it's going to be a limit breaker character that also doubles down as a really good GQ character. And that's what I'm hoping for. Who can that character be? I don't know. At that point, I don't even care. I just want the character. Very likely we're also going to get a normal attack damage character in that same Guild Quest week. Maybe even in the same banner. But I definitely do expect this week of Guild Quest, Soul Reaper ranged and also Espada ranged to be a maybe nightmare phase. If there's no new Espada killer, likely they are going to return Masaki and Ishin, because at the same time, to be fair, the next week, or the next Guild Quest phase, the following Monday, is merely Quincy. So if anything, maybe if you're still waiting for them, granted they just came back, but if you want to summon from a second Ishin, there's a possibility they do return mid-November. November mid-month though could potentially be a new ranged Aranka support, maybe a mini Sword Killer, but we definitely don't need any more of those. And we also could be getting a ranged no affiliation killer character, which again, to be fair, we haven't had some of those in a while. Didn't briefly mention it. We have good characters in ranged no affiliation, but in terms of normal attack damage characters, we haven't had one in quite some time. And then for this upcoming end of month banner, it's really hard to say because these killers don't need any extra support, so maybe this upcoming end of month isn't going to give us anything too meta defining as far as Guild Quest support cares about for those meta heads. I guess we could get a new ranged human killer SP unit, and they could be the Limit Breaker character of the month. That's definitely a possibility. In that case, if the character's cool, if it's a good banner, I'll probably end up doing some summons. We'll have to wait and see how it does play out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Just going over what we potentially could be getting in the next month or two as we lead up to the end of the year. My eyes are set on October's end of month because I, one, was looking forward to that banner. That's when I'm hoping they release Giselle Mayuri. But I also do want to get a new ranged Super Killer. So if they can do that in that banner with Giselle Mayuri, I definitely will be doing easily 25 steps. Hope you enjoyed the video though. See you guys next time. Take care and peace.